It's not that easy to make a child. It's like 2 a.m. and she's like, come on, gotta make a baby. I'm like,
Did she literally hit your arm?
When people ask you every day, like, you speak Chinese well, where do you come from? So I might get it tattooed on my head. And then, you know, 来自英国会讲国语 来台湾8年了 Taiwan's got some benefits here. It's safer here, but then at the same time, I don't want them to be like they've grown up wrapped in cotton wool and they're not aware of the dangers. They will need regular trips to Europe where it's like, don't leave your phone there, don't take money out in public.
All right, so Cole Fogel here. Today I am with Da Feng.
What up?
The fruit man.
The fruit king.
Do you ever get pineapple from our area, or does it usually come from somewhere else?
No, all from around here. This one,
like Dashu or?
This one, yeah, comes from Dasu because I was at a farm the other day trying to find sellers who I can buy fruit from, farmers.
Right.
And the farmer lady, she gave it to me. She said, try it.
Aren't they awesome that way?
I was just walking out here the other day and I started talking to these two farmers because I said, look, I sell fruit and I'm looking for suppliers and I like to buy direct from the farmer.
Yeah.
Do you have any that you can sell? And I told them about how much roughly we need. And she said, we don't have that amount. I was like, all right, thank you very much. And she said, but you can have one. She gave me one. That was nice of them.
Did
so thank you.
I mean, like, I never dreamed as a child, like, I ate pineapple from a can probably growing up.
Sure, yeah, like England.
That someone would, you know, handing you a fruit.
A fresh pineapple.
So cool.
It's cool.
I mean, because it's definitely one of my favorite fruits. All right, but what I do want to talk about today is parenting.
Oh, gosh.
All right, you are a father of one child?
One.
How old is your son?
Paddy's 2.3.
Paddy. Now, does the name have anything to do with St. Patrick's Day? When I think of Paddy, I think of like...
Well, so my mum's family, they're Irish.
That's okay, so I was right on my thinking.
Her father's Thomas Patrick, her brother's Patrick. My grandfather's father was Patrick. My grandfather's brother was Patrick. So, I mean, it's just Paddies everywhere.
I've seen you out and about in our neighborhood.
Sure.
You've got him on your backpack. You're carrying him around. He's one of the chillest little dudes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't really do anything, right? He's stuck inside the backpack.
He can't move. He's locked in. But he's getting there. He's pretty wild these days.
Do you think terrible twos is a real thing?
Yeah. He's rebellious now.
But I mean, our idea of what is terrible, is that just because our grown-up idea is things should be less chaotic and more structured?
Sure, and your
kids are
chaotic. Well, yeah. Also, you have to be responsible for the chaos they create. So, like, if they wreck the house, you know,
you're cleaning.
You're cleaning, basically. And anything they do that might be frowned upon, you're also looked upon as the parent. Right. So it's your responsibility. Like, what is this child doing? He's out of control. Oh, you're the father. Right, better fix it.
Was having a kid, was it the miracle of birth that just kind of came out of nowhere, or was it a planned
No, it was
pregnancy?
planned. It was planned.
It was planned, okay.
Yeah. It's not that easy to make a child.
It's a miracle.
I mean, it is a miracle. And so I went to the doctor first for tests to check that my sperm are not swimming backwards.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, sure.
You checked your sperm count and everything?
Yeah. It was very high, I have to say. But it's not easy. It's not just straight away. It's not like first time I mean, some people do. Wow. So it wasn't instant. It took quite a few months. We tried first time, and nothing happened.
Took a few months though, yeah?
Yeah, and you have to do certain things at a certain hour.
Oh, right,
Like my wife waking me up, like, come on. I'm like, oh. It's like 2 a.m. and she's like, come on, gotta make a baby. I'm like,
Did she literally hit your arm?
Yeah, it was like that. Like, come on. It takes a lot of effort. Just to get them created took an effort.
And then once they're created, there's just no going back.
They're full. It's like just getting on a roller coaster ride. Yeah. That doesn't stop.
I mean, was there a lot of sleepless nights with Paddy when he was a baby, when he was first born, or was he an easy baby? Did he go to bed, or did he sleep through the night?
He slept quite a lot.
Oh, you're one of the lucky ones then.
Yeah.
Would you agree Taiwan is more affordable for raising a kid than England? Or it depends?
I mean, it depends, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you have to depend on your circumstances.
Well, we're kind of minimalists, aren't we? I mean,
I live a frugal lifestyle.
Yeah. Most of my furniture is secondhand furniture, but because I like secondhand furniture.
Yeah, day-to-day living, I don't really spend any money. No, I don't like shopping. I don't like buying clothes. I wear the same clothes for 10 years.
Likewise.
I mean, you cut your cloth accordingly, don't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And live the life that suits you. And that is what is great about Taiwan.
you can choose how to
You
live.
can choose how to live.
Yes.
You can live like an expensive lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you like big fancy restaurants,
Nice cars,
big houses, big hotels.
Sure, that's doable.
Sure, that's doable. But if you also like a frugal lifestyle, countryside, parks, taking your children out for little walks in the nature.
You can have that too.
You can have that too, and living frugally. Whereas in England, just to live like a good, healthy lifestyle, you need quite a lot of money.
Right.
Like my brother and sister, they have decent jobs, they have a pretty good salary, but they're not, by no means are they living a baller, fancy life.
Right.
My brother has a big company in England that he runs, and he has 5 children.
Wow, he's got 5 kids.
Yeah, my brother's a hero. And he runs a big company, like he's in Mexico at the moment working.
Wow.
And then he's a full-on dad. He's a legend, my brother, yeah. And he always done it. Since he was young, he used to wake up at 3 a.m., drive anywhere for work.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not like me.
Whatever.
My dad also, for all his faults, he, as a father, he wasn't the best father at times because he was busy and he was working. He was an angry guy sometimes. But he never took a day off work.
Wow. That's
Never.
very like Taiwanese.
And would wake up at like 3, 4 a.m. every day, work like 15, 16 hours, come home. So I understand why he wasn't in the best of moods when we were children.
Yeah, as a kid you maybe didn't get it, but as a grown-up you understand
Sure.
it.
So as a child, he didn't really have much patience or spend time with us.
Right.
Because he was working a job and he was tired. He wasn't in the best of moods. But to be fair, he was working. He was always, and he never went out drinking, never drank alcohol, never went out anywhere, never done any of that.
He seems like a good dude that when I've seen him on your show, and check out all his videos with his dad.
Yeah, and we're back soon.
I love that your best videos have been with your dad.
Sure.
Like,
but on the relationship thing,
yeah.
like it takes time. Like me and my father, even when I was 15 or 16, we would fight. I mean, like physically fight.
Physical fighting.
Physically fighting. So we had a contentious relationship.
Yeah.
That wasn't good. And then,
what changed?
well, I moved away when I was about 23. I moved to Australia.
Okay.
So time away from my family. And I wasn't a good son either, really, if I'm honest. I wasn't the best of children. I was naughty. So you become very angry and rebellious and get involved in skullduggery. So later, when he came to Australia, you know, we started to work on it.
Oh, he came to visit you in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had a road trip. We traveled for 2 weeks across Australia in my car.
This is before you started a channel.
Yeah, I wish I had a YouTube channel then.
I wish I could have seen that.
It would have been the best video ever because we drove from Melbourne past the Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise, and a little bit further into Queensland.
Oh, that sounds
we
so
drove
cool.
about 5,000 kilometers and slept in my car. I had a big car with a double mattress in the back.
Did that make you closer?
Well, we had to because we lived in the car. But it was so fun. If I had a YouTube channel back then, it would have got millions of views.
Was that kind of when the relationship really started improving
I
at
think
this point?
That improved then. Yeah, it was a good bonding time for us to go through some things.
Has he ever said, "I'm sorry, son, for not being there more" or whatever? Has he ever shown like feel sorry for that? Or
he's not very good at being apologetic.
He's an old school dude.
He's an old guy. We went to Vietnam once when he came to Taiwan.
Yeah.
We went to Vietnam and he talked to me about some stuff they had done that wasn't good. And he didn't say, "Do you forgive me?" But he was like, "Are we still okay?"
It's hard to be a good parent sometimes.
Spend time with your children because when the damage is done, it's done. And some of them relationships, they're irreparable by the time you get old. Like my father's relationship with my big brother. Me and my brother were very close, but my dad's relationship with my brother is terrible.
Is that why I always see you with Patty? Like you're always with him. Like you guys are together a lot.
Sure, I worry about that, you know. It's hard, but like you have to. And also we know more now, this generation. I've read books about relationships. You know, their generation, it was just working life, and like if you were naughty, you just got whacked and that was the end of it.
And you know, is there a positive, do you think, on some levels to that? It made us tougher guys, right? Getting a spanking or a bar of soap in your mouth, like...
Yeah, but I think it gave a lot of emotional damage as well. I don't think it helped, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you know you have a responsibility to change something, don't you? if you don't know the error of your ways or the error of someone's ways, then you could say you're ignorant to the fact.
Forgive them for they know not what they do.
They know not what they've done, yeah. But if you know, and you could see that maybe your experience as a child was a bit tough, or that gave you some trauma, and there's better ways to do it, and it's okay to talk about your emotions, and children should be allowed to express their emotions.
I mean, do you think this culture, it's hard for people to talk about their emotions? Because I mean, I'm married to a Taiwanese, you are, and I find my wife can talk to me how she feels to me.
Yeah.
But her family, they don't really talk about feelings or whatever.
The same. But then the same in my family.
Oh, it's the same, okay.
Like, my family were always pretty traditional, and no one ever talked about emotions or feelings.
Taiwan helped you grow up a little bit?
Not really.
Giving you, no?
No. There's a problem in Taiwan for foreigners.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Because you're a foreigner, people don't make you accountable for things.
This I will.
And that's
100%.
a huge problem. Because you're a foreigner, they say, oh, he's a foreigner, so he doesn't know, or we should treat him nicer because he's a foreigner.
Yeah.
And like, that's wrong.
Like they almost turn a blind eye.
They sort of turn a blind eye and maybe treat you like you're a bit of a special species. If Taiwanese people held foreigners, like white people mostly, in the same regard as they held their own people, Taiwan would be a better place. And didn't treat foreigners as they were some sort of special species.
I mean, I appreciate
kindness, but
kindness.
I think Taiwanese people are kind and welcoming anyway. And
without the extra treatment.
Without that, but I think it's a little bit over sometimes. You know what I love most? Like the other day, where did I go? I think I went somewhere to eat. Talked to the guy, ordered everything, spoke in Chinese, nothing about being a foreigner, sat down, had my meal, thank you, bye-bye. When people ask you every day, like, you speak Chinese well, where do you come from? Oh, 你的国语讲得很好。你是来自哪个国家？
Does that bother you sometimes?
来台湾多久？你要结婚？ Yeah. Because it's been 8 years now, and it's like the same thing every day. Imagine.
But if they're seeing you for the first
sure,
time,
for them it's a new thing, so they don't know. So I might get it tattooed on my head, and then来自英国.
Yeah. Oh, like all this stuff about you.
会讲国语，来台湾8年了. You can write like a little line for each year, tattooed on my head. All the information. Married, one child, been here for 8 years.
I mean, there's a set list of things that people want to know about us.
Like Taiwan.
Or wouldn't it be better just get a T-shirt that said that?
Taiwanese people are nice, but sometimes it's frustrating.
Yeah, like I get it, especially if you're having a bad day sometimes.
Yes.
You don't want to be bothered when you're having a bad day.
Yes.
But they don't know you're having a bad day, so I get it.
So I like to do things myself, but there's a lot of barriers that exist, and not through a language barrier, just through Taiwanese bureaucracy. But I get on the phone to the bank. I'm telling them yesterday, I was like, 你不是一个国际银行吗？连英文名字你又搞不懂啊。
Oh my god, but that stuff stresses me so bad.
It stresses me out. I'm like, it stresses me out. I get raging on the phone.
Does your wife appreciate how independent you are that way?
No. Because everything is, a friend said that to me.
Because in the end, you still need her help, right?
Exactly. And they said, oh, it's great. Your husband speaks Chinese, so you don't have to do everything for him.
No, he does it wrong, so I still have to help
Or she still has to do certain stuff.
Different about you and I is my wife is in charge of all of our finances.
Right, I like to do things for myself.
I know, well, this is a more...
Otherwise, it makes me...
I mean, I
feel useless.
For me, I don't like dealing with any of that stuff, so I don't have any of these issues. So it's easier for my wife because she's just always doing
She's just always doing it. Whereas some stuff I want to do and some stuff she does.
Right,
and I'm a control freak. I like to be in control of things.
I respect that.
My wife's like, you're a control freak. I'm like, yeah, I am a control freak. I do the housework, do the clothes washing, mop the floor, do the hoovering, clean the dishes. That's
okay,
my
I do
department.
everything except the clothes part. I hate hanging clothes.
I find it quite relaxing when I got time and I sit there and I go through them all. It takes time, but I like it.
Is there anything that you would like to do more of as a dad?
Yeah, more patience.
I think isn't that number one for every dad? Allowing the chaos of children with more patience.
The chaos frustrates me sometimes. I'm like, that's it, I've had enough. Like, this is it, we got to clean up. My mum used to always have the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi on the fridge. And what is it? Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, but I need to get that printed onto the fridge like my mum, because she stuck to that. My mum was like 3 children, she had a job. Very patient lady, my mother. For men, we're a bit more fired up.
I think it's just in our DNA.
DNA to be less patient, and women probably have more patience to deal with these things. But yeah, give me the ability to accept the things I can't change, which is basically transcribes into having more patience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like your child's going to be messy. Okay, accept it. Whatever. It is what it is. He's wrecked the place again. It is what it is.
Yeah, for
He doesn't
sure.
want to leave. Give him 5 more minutes, you know?
Yeah, and as they get older, speaking from the experience of now I have an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old, the way you are as a father to a 2.3 or to an 8 or to a 13, totally different. Like I think the 13-year-old, what he needs from me now is he needs like a coach.
Sure. Yeah.
With the 8-year-old, it's much more about hugging him and loving him and
Sure.
and getting down on the floor and playing with him.
Wrestling.
You know?
Yeah.
Wrestling with him. Children need their mothers more at the age that your son is, and they start to need their fathers more when they get past a certain age.
Yeah. Like
Not that he doesn't need you. I just mean
no.
they tend to be,
They're
especially
still
boys.
closer. They're still closer.
They're mama's boys.
Yeah. Like my son doesn't want to sleep with me at nighttime. He always to put him to bed.
Yeah.
He always wants his mum to
Yeah,
put
you
him to
can
bed.
carry me on the mountain, but mom is sleeping with me.
That's right.
I think that's how my kids were as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your mother is always someone usually more special to you than, you know.
I think if I'm thinking about Cole now at 46, yeah, my mom is still, I love my dad, but my mom is still
more
my mom.
emotional support, yeah.
You know, there is that bond, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. What's your feeling about, like, in Taiwan, you know, a lot of foreigners complain about random old people or whatever, you know, grabbing touching the kid's face or, you know, oh, your kid is so, you know, like,
Yeah.
do you get that with Patty? Does that happen? Or
I keep my son away from people, you know, and I don't really let my son go near strangers.
Yeah.
People have taken photos of him before, and I've gone up to them and say, "Don't take photos."
Yeah.
Like, okay, it used to be acceptable, but I don't know you. I don't know where your hand's been. I don't know what you've been touching.
Yeah.
Don't touch my child. End of story.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
That might have been okay 30 years ago.
I think it was socially
Socially
normal
acceptable.
or acceptable. Yeah.
But people used to get drunk and drive cars 30 years ago, and
Right.
that's not acceptable now.
Yeah.
So society has to move on.
It has to
so,
grow up, yeah.
you know, you have to respect that that child's not yours, that's somebody else's, and you have to respect their
So
privacy.
is it an issue or it's not much of an issue?
I don't let my
you
child go
prevent
near
it
people.
from being
yeah,
an issue.
I just say,
yeah.
come here, don't go near strangers.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about that, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like quite a handsome boy. He's like
Yeah.
very pretty. I don't want him going near strangers. I'm very super, I wouldn't say
Overprotective.
I wouldn't say overprotective. I'm just very vigilant.
Cautious.
I always have to eyes on my son. I want to know where he is. I'd never let him spend time with people I don't know. I don't let him go near people. The problem is, the danger comes from his appeasement. People believe traditionally in Western society and especially in Taiwan that because someone's an older person, you have to go and appease them. Or go and say hi
but
to
you
the granddad. Actually, you don't. You know,
don't, yeah.
you don't have to appease people.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to appease people really.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being a protective parent that way.
Sure. And I don't want them growing up to think you have to serve people, you know.
I think that's good advice for grown-ups too. Say no if you don't feel comfortable
Yeah, if
with
you're not
something.
comfortable in a situation,
Yeah.
say no.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there.
Raising a kid in Taiwan versus raising a kid in the UK. What's your feeling about the differences?
Well, again, it's hard to say, isn't it?
I
Because
know.
I don't have experience there. I think there's benefits to both sides,
Right.
isn't there?
yeah,
You know, Taiwan's got some benefits here. It's safer here.
yeah.
But then
yeah.
at the same time, I don't want them to be too, what's that? Like they've grown up wrapped in cotton wool.
Yeah,
And they're not
yeah, yeah.
aware of the dangers. They will need regular trips to Europe where it's like, don't leave your phone there. Don't take money out in public.
Know that the
Don't
world-
look at
yeah.
that person. Be vigilant.
You are right though. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in a bubble.
We're
here,
in a
aren't
bubble
we?
here. Like it's so safe. Everything gets stolen in England. You know,
It's the same in Canada.
people beat each other up. I feel
Yeah.
Canada's probably safer though, is it?
It's safer
Smaller
violence-wise, but no, there've been like in recent years shootings and like I think it's just the cost of living becomes more challenging for people, then
people are
people
just-
become bad.
Yeah, people are just pushed off the bottom.
And I think here, like, you know, I just think you can get by with not that much money here.
You can get by here because people have not been priced out of the market yet.
Final thoughts, words of wisdom to the parents that are watching, fathers, mothers, like any advice you would want to give that you've learned in the short 2.3 years that you've been a father that you would want to share with people that you've found like important?
I would say I've been in Taiwan for 8 years now. time goes fast,
Yeah.
and no matter how much money you have, you can't take back regret. And regret is the definition of living in hell. Like if you grow up and you're 70 years old and you had bad relationships with your family because you couldn't overcome certain things, that regret will be with you forever.
That's painful regret.
And that's painful.
Yeah.
So I think it's about minimizing regret, life is,
Yeah.
and try to make relationships with people, especially your family, make the best out of them, because look, life's short.
With that said, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Brother.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.